So we're recording. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So remember in the sand trap, Jim, how we were talking about trying to get it a little bit more steeper?
Yes.
And the drill I gave you was to hit 10 shots out of the trap. Really concentrating on the divot depth and taking it further away. In your golf swing on the course, I think you have a little bit of a tendency to get the club behind you. And it shows more on the course because the target's smaller and you're really trying to hit good shots consistently. And by getting that club up a little bit quicker, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to hit better golf shots.
Yeah, I like to feel like I've got a pretty early hinge.
Yep.
That helps get that club more like that.
Yeah.
And then, just go ahead and I say, hopefully the club, make sure that I keep the speed of my arms up and the club just feels like it's lagging behind, which feels like it's open, but I know that if I keep everything moving, it'll square up and be fine.
Agreed. And that's why, you've gone to the cut and it's worked out so well for you. I think over the last 2 weeks, you said you've started to lose some of that. You started to miss more shots right. And what's probably happening is you're getting it a little bit behind you and then you're rolling over on it.
Right. I've gotten back into my old habit. When I first started playing the cut in February and went to that, I felt because my back was here, everything never went over here.
Yep.
And that's where I want to get back to. I want to feel like everything's playing in front of me, even if it means slowing my body down a little bit to keep everything moving along.
Perfect.
Where it might feel like a slide even, because then if it's in front of me, if I know it won't go there, I can be aggressive and I'll hit good golf shots.
Yeah, and you take the right side out of play.
Yes.
And that's taking a half of the golf course out of play is incredible. So I think on the course you can get back to that by going to a little rehearsal. And it doesn't even have to be long. If you watch Ricky Fowler when he's hitting driver, even with the irons he'll do it. But all he's doing is really, if you can get that club started where you want it to get started, you've played enough golf and you're a natural athlete, and that's going to take over, and you're going to get the club where it needs to be at the top of the golf swing. But if it gets started inside, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble right away. You can't. Then you're trying to fix from the minute get-go.
Exactly. So this little rehearsal here, even if it's not even a quarter swing, even if it's just an eighth of a swing.
And one thing I like to think about, and it might work with that rehearsal, is that the face of the club is facing the ball as long as it can.
Okay. I love that.
It's something I've heard. And then, so just practice that a couple of times and then just go ahead and make a nice committed swing.
Yeah, and I think that's going to help you get the club started on plane at least, or the plane that you'd like to start it on.
Okay, let's try it.
So let's give that a shot and see if that
okay.
gets rid of that over the top pull with the arms. Oh yeah.
Never saw it. Of course, I lost it in the sun.
It's a little left, but you hit it great. I think that was just the lie.
Could
It
have
was
been. Could have been a little push cut.
Yeah,
too.
so far up.
So it's kind of a push cut?
Well, your feet were lined up pretty far right. I know that you didn't want to miss it right because of the bowl down there.
Right.
So I think you were lined up a hair right. I think you hit it pretty much right where you were aiming it faded it.
Okay.
But it was
I never saw it.
It was a solid golf shot.
Yeah, it felt like a good shot. It felt like I might have just hung back a little or pushed it. That's
Yeah.
what it felt.
And the hanging back thing, that'll come from that lie.
Right. It wasn't the perfect conditions for.
Exactly. It wasn't flat.